Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video on the Ar15A4 that I purchased about a year ago. I initially got this because I really wanted to turn it into a M16A4 clone, but I decided to go against that route after looking around on the internet for a Knights rail, which I could never find at a reasonable price. As a matter of fact, I couldn't find any Knights rails after a somewhat extended search. But after getting this rifle and deciding not to go the clone route, I decided to just modify this gun to be a little bit more fitting to my needs. And with that being said, I just decided to just keep it pretty lightweight. That's why I went with the ACOG. And I decided to save a little bit of money with the flashlight setup. I'm going a little bit semi-retro and using a older flashlight that I had just laying around. Before diving too deeply into what I have going on here, I must say that a 20-inch gun is kind of a special gun, or at least it is to me. I just really enjoy kind of like the nostalgic look of this type of rifle and setup. And most importantly, or most of all, I really do enjoy how soft shooting this gun is. And that's probably attributed to the rifle length gas system. Overall, this is a really great gun. In my opinion, I wouldn't recommend that the average person go out and buy it unless you just wanted the cool factor that came along with the longer barrel. This isn't going to be the greatest CQB gun in the world or the greatest home defense gun, but if you have a special place in your heart for a 20-inch barrel and kind of like that classic Colt look, this is definitely going to be the gun for you. My gun, as it's been set up here, it's only had a few hundred rounds through it, but I must say that this gun is absolutely a joy to shoot. It's super soft, reliable. I haven't had any issues with it at all, and I love it. It's probably one of my favorite guns, to be honest. Obviously, on this gun, I have a LED ACOG, traditional handguards, my flashlight setup, and a birdcage flash hider. Now, going over the light mount specifically, if you wanted a setup like I did, all you got to do is get this GG&G light mount from their website. And then to attach it, you'll simply just screw it into the bottom section of your handguard, just like this. And then when you set this up, make sure that you use Loctite to keep everything in place. All right, once you have the Picatinny rail adhered to the bottom of the handguard, what you're going to do next is take something like the Viltor light mount, flashlight light mount, and then you'll just slide your flashlight into the mount, clamp everything down, and everything will be locked in place. If you are like me and find that there's some slot between your handheld light and the light mount, all you have to do is just get some camo wrap tape like I did, and you just wrap that around a few times, or just wrap it around enough to take out the slop that you might have in between the light mount and the light body. Now, as far as sights, I would highly recommend getting rid of the iron sights. Not that they're terrible, I just don't like these type of iron sights. I opted to obviously go with the ACOG, the LED model. I really do like this because of the simple fact that you have the LED as opposed to the old school like fiber optic thing in there. I don't like that. I wasn't a big fan of it with some of the other ACOGs that I used. Overall, the ACOG is a really great optic, and I would recommend getting one if you don't have one. The only downside, I think, to using the ACOG is the fixed magnification. The reason why I say that is because when it comes to shooting and moving, in my opinion, it's a little bit difficult to shoot and move with that 3.5 magnification, such as what you have with this particular ACOG. But I'm pretty sure if you mastered the bend and aim and concept, or you practice a lot with this type of setup, you could do a lot of good work with it. Since I'm not a big fan of the fixed magnification for up close targets, I'm probably going to put a red dot mounted on top of the ACOG. I'm probably going to do it in the most forward position, which is something that you can do with this LED model as opposed to the older models. And the forward red dot mount for this particular optic was a big selling point for me, and was a huge reason as to why I chose this model as well. For my particular model of ACOG that I have, I decided to go with the donut reticle. I went with this over the chevron because I am not a big fan of chevron reticles. I'm so happy with this reticle that I'm seriously considering getting another one. This thing is just so easy to use after you zero it, and I just really do like how there's the BDC features built into the optic along with the range estimation. It's just so much better in my opinion than something as simple as a lot of your red dots out there that don't give you the same type of features as the ACOG. And last but not least, as you can see here, I have some 100 Concepts scope cap mounts on my ACOG, and I also took a rear ACOG scope cap by 100 Concepts and mounted that whole assembly onto the front of my Surefire light, and surprisingly the whole thing fit pretty perfectly. Alright, with that being said, I think that's pretty much going to be it with this rifle and what I decide to do with it in the near future. The only thing I might do additionally is add a different charging handle and maybe a more powerful light, but that'll come later on down the road. That's going to be the end of the video. Get out there and train, and above all else, get out there and do something good for somebody else. Have a good day.